this product. It's one of those products that once you start taking it, and anybody, things just if you have any kind of blood sugar issues and you just want to help keep your blood sugar within the normal ranges, this is one of the many amazing benefits of taking Andrew Cinnamon product. And remember, this is not like the cinnamon you're putting on your toast or you're sprinkling in your coffee. This is standardized cinnamon bark extract. And Andrew will explain, this is so powerful and so just good for our bodies in so many great ways. And it's, again, when we talk about that, it's not like drying cinnamon and putting it in a capsule. So we'll talk more about that in just a minute, but I wanna show you, you can do a 30, a 60, a 120, or a 240 size. I love how affordable this is. Extra special savings today. You're saving $20, $10, $6, or $3. And you could, I sometimes open mine up and I put it right into my smoothie in the morning. You could certainly do that, put it in your oatmeal, yes, put it in your smoothie or whatever. But the bottom line is, this is, if you're going to take cinnamon, this is the cinnamon we all want to be taking, right, Andrew?
And as you said, you could open a capsule. Despite this being approached entirely differently in terms of its manufacture, that typical cinnamon spice is just dried cinnamon bark. What we do here is we start with the very best cinnamon bark, but then we extract it, we standardize it for the type A polymers and the polyphenols that deliver the specific benefit we're seeking. And that specific benefit we're seeking is supporting something that's very important to all of us, our blood sugar metabolism, healthy insulin metabolism. And what we've learned is that our immune system in our body is not an isolated system. That if we give our immune system other challenges, whether it might be high blood sugar levels, whether it might be high blood pressure levels, that challenges other systems in our body that directly affect our immune system. So if you want to do something that's very supportive of your immune system, follow your doctor's guidance. Follow your doctor's guidance in taking your medications for blood sugar or for blood pressure, because now more than ever, the implications of keeping your blood sugar healthy, following your doctor's instructions, your blood pressure healthy, following your doctor's instructions, it's more important than ever. And to be able to have a natural tool that you can utilize along with watching your diet, watching your body composition, your body weight, and following your doctor's instructions, it's just a great opportunity to have far-reaching implications beyond just simply supporting healthy blood sugar metabolism and supporting healthy insulin metabolism.
There we go, and you can see 1,200 have been spoken for. We have all of the sizes available for you right now. I just opened a capsule, Andrew, and it smells heavenly. I mean, look at this. It smells, obviously, real. It smells like cinnamon. It's real, but there's something about it. It's so incredibly soothing. It's just a very soothing product to take, which is one of the things I love most about taking it.
And it's extremely concentrated. It's more concentrated than typical cinnamon spice. And at home, I'll sprinkle it on my oat bran. Muriel tends to sprinkle it on her cappuccino that she makes, or if she makes French toast, and she makes the most incredible, decadent French toast you'd ever want to imagine. I don't want to even watch her make it because I know how bad it is, but she'll sprinkle the cinnamon in there, and it's remarkable. So it has all the wonderful flavor characteristics and properties, because when we think about spices, the protective compounds in spices, those molecules, those protective attributes are directly related to their flavor attributes. So in most cases, when you concentrate on those protective attributes, you create a spice that's enhanced. As we'll be learning, we'll be creating a turmeric spice that'll come in a standard turmeric shaker, but it will have 20 times the level of curcuminoids of typical turmeric spice.
Wow.
We'll also be doing the same in the future with a cinnamon spice.
Great.
And it will cost about the same as regular cinnamon or turmeric spice, but it will be the first time you can get a cinnamon spice or a turmeric spice that is actually going to be labeled like a dietary supplement, so you know exactly what you're getting in terms of protection, and not just flavor, but also protection.
I love that. So stay tuned. That's coming in the future. Yes. Right now, this is weekend special pricing. We have all sizes available for you right now. However, always the largest one outsells the others because we stock up and the bigger savings is here. So if you can do it, you know your budget. It is on FlexPay. It is available with free shipping and handling. So on FlexPay, you're looking at $14. Yes, $14.97 to get the full size 240 capsules home for you to try it. So best part, if you have a minute, go read the reviews. Virtually every single Andrew Lessman product is a customer pick here on HSN. So if you ever have a minute, go to hsn.com. It's fun to read the reviews because people are passionate about finding products that really work and really deliver. So you rarely see a review that says great. I mean, people love to really expound and share their personal testimonies and experiences, because it's kind of like sharing the wealth when you find something that really delivers. And in this day and age, let's be honest, most of us, when we review a product, you're more apt to give a negative review when you're disappointed. Because when you buy something, you expect it to be what you're expecting, right? You expect it to be good. This product, you expect it to be good. So then when it over delivers, people are they're excited and they really want to share that experience with everybody else. So this cinnamon product is it's all of that. It's everything we're talking about in terms of delivering all of the amazing health benefits. I mean, with an average rating of 4.7 stars, feel rest assured that you are going to love the results. And that's, as I'm looking down here, even your vitamin C was average 4.8 stars. So it's pretty great, because to keep an average that high, most of the reviews have to be perfect to keep an average up at a 4.7, right?
We have almost 200,000 reviews at hsn.com.
Wow.
And those almost 200,000 reviews average, I think it's about 4.66 or 4.67 stars. So almost 4.7 stars. That means 85% of all the reviews are 5-star reviews. So this is an incredible product. It always varies between 4.7 and 4.8 stars. So it performs incredibly well. And the proof is in the pudding. You can get your blood sugar test, your A1C test, and you get to see how well this performs. And as I said, now more than ever, follow your doctor's guidance on taking your medication to make sure your blood sugar, your blood pressure, keep those in the normal range. And do what you can with your diet, with nutritional supplements to support that healthy guidance. That's the smartest thing we could do right now to take care of ourselves.
Absolutely. If you'd like to order yours, we'd love to send it home to you. I'm glad you found us. I know we get a lot of people stopping in on Sunday night. A lot of you might just be finding us. It's a little after 9 p.m. on the East Coast, so depending on where you are, relax and enjoy yourself. We are in the middle of a little bit of a variety show. We do have the final look at our today's special coming up a little bit later on in this hour, but we're going to continue with more fun products to talk about. The next one is cranberry benefits. This is one, again, if you have a minute to read the reviews, we have a weekend special price. This is another product that is life-changing. I kid you not, life-changing. And this is for a woman or man of any age. It could be for a teenager. It could be for a great-grandmother. But anybody who wants to keep their urinary tract healthier. If you deal with UTIs, boom. This is your new BFF right here. This is your new best friend in this bottle. Andrew's gonna explain why, but I will just share with you, you can choose a 30, a 60, a 120, or a 240 count for a mere $39.90. Oh my goodness, it's so affordable, and the health benefits, I couldn't, in a million years, I would never dream of not taking this product. I just take it every single day. I take 2 a day. I take it for maintenance. It has just been, it's been a godsend. And I think a lot of women feel exactly the way I do. And I know a lot of men also love and adore taking this product. Again, if you deal with UTIs, what do they say? Go drink cranberry juice. Well, hello. So we drink this, right? It's loaded with sugar, which isn't good to help the situation. It's loaded with sugar and calories, so that's not necessarily a great option for us. Or you drink the cranberry juice that has no sugar in it. You have to like plug your nose to gag it down. And then you discover this. It's like, it's the biggest eye-opener in the world.
Again, it's sort of the equivalent, when you look at all those gummies are for the same reason. It's like having the cranberry juice. But even cranberry juice without added sugar still has carbohydrate in it. It tastes bitter, but it still has carbohydrate in it. So you're still getting those sugar and carbohydrate calories. This has no sugar and carbohydrate calories at all. And it's another 4.8 star rated product. So basically a perfectly reviewed product. It's not a drug or a medicine or a treatment for anything. What it really is, it's Mother Nature's way to support and promote a healthier environment in our bladder, in our kidneys, in our urinary tract. And when we promote that healthier environment, our body can do a better job at protecting itself. So it's not a drug or medicine. I look at it as something actually even better when it simply potentiates, it facilitates our body doing its best job to keep that system, those organs working and functioning at their very best. If I don't have the reviews here at home for this product, but if you read them, they are compelling reviews, and I encourage you to do so. It, of course, comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee. If this is a part of your body, a system in your body, whether you're a man or a woman, that occasionally speaks to you, whether it whispers to you or yells at you, this is a product that's worth a try. Again, 30-day money-back guarantee. The only thing in that product is the best cranberry extract that we could find in the world, and we've scoured the world for 30+ years, and this is the best we can find. And the reviews, there's no better critique of that than the reviews, and it speaks volumes about the quality of this cranberry. So it's an opportunity to just make a wonderful, wonderful difference in something that can be sort of nagging and problematic part of the human experience, that you can make something that's an absolute pleasure.
Absolutely. And if you do have a minute, the average out of Perfect 5 on this product is 4.8. So the vast majority of the reviews are perfect. And you notice a difference when you take this. A lot of us, when you discover it, again, it is life-changing, because this is providing health for your kidneys, for your bladder, and for your urinary tract. And let's face it, when that is out of whack or out of balance, it's miserable. I mean, let's just be honest, it is miserable. So as
Yes.
Andrew said, this isn't curing anything, but I will tell you, when you start taking it and you give your body what it needs, it really does make a lot of us, that's one thing in life, thank the Lord, we don't have to deal with anymore. And that is not a fun picnic. So just the idea that you don't have to deal with it anymore, and you're doing something safe and natural. You're not taking a drug. You're not taking anything that is not good for you. And when you take it, it's incredibly soothing to take. You'll love it. If you're not taking this yet, you really, truly should try it, because it really, A, it works. B, it's just, it has so many wonderful health benefits. And I don't know, I was so just proud of you and excited when you brought this to HSN, because I think a lot of people deal with issues when it comes to UTIs, and the idea that there's something healthy that can really help is, it's an eye-opener.
Without the calories, without the
Right.
sugar, those things challenge our immune system. They also challenge our urinary tract and bladder. We really don't need these. What we want is the goodness of cranberries. And what's kind of fun about this product, it's kind of the convergence, or what the intersection of traditional medicine and modern Western medicine, because it's now recognized. I'm sure if you go to a urologist or a general practitioner, it's common knowledge and it's a common recommendation. Drink some cranberry juice, or even better in this case, take a properly created cranberry extract. So you get the goodness of cranberry without all those calories you don't want. So it's something, I always say this is the poster child for a product that went from traditional to getting scientific and medical respect.
There we go. Okay, Rick's updating me. If you want the largest one, the 240, that is by far the #1 choice here. We have people waiting to get in, so jump in now if you'd like yours. Take advantage of the weekend special pricing. When Andrew visits us, that's always the best time to shop with us. We always keep these products available, but when you get the extra weekend special pricing and today's special pricing and monthly special pricing, you know that you are definitely going to be taking advantage of even bigger savings. That's, to me, $39. That is a drop in the bucket when you think about the health benefits this is going and the relief a product like this can provide. So I hope you're going to try it. I thank you for your patience. Jump in and get yours if you'd like to. Andrew, something else we'd love to touch on real quickly is berberine. And this is another one we have at special pricing for this visit. And there is your berberine. I'm holding the largest size, the 720 capsule size. We also have it in a 60, a 180, and a 360 count.
That actually, I was trying to communicate earlier, that actually was supposed to be mentioned when we're talking about cinnamon.
Oh, very good.
Because berberine shares a similar role to cinnamon. Cinnamon supports healthy blood sugar and healthy blood sugar metabolism, insulin metabolism. Berberine does the same thing. Berberine also supports healthy blood lipid levels, like our cholesterol levels or LDL cholesterol. You have to take 1 or 2 capsules with each meal. That's why it's a 720 capsule supply. But the research on berberine is beyond compelling and exciting. So if those are issues that you want to pay attention to, berberine is a fantastic natural, it's an extract from barberry root that's standardized for berberine. So it's an absolutely incredible natural ingredient. So I'll talk about it, I'll elaborate it more in the future. but a great product that goes hand in hand perfectly with our cinnamon bark extract.
Excellent. All right, there you have it. You're welcome to order any of the sizes you'd like, but we're continuing along, and we have one of Andrew's all-star products, one of our best sellers of all time, one of the top reorder products at HSN of all time. It is his famous Coenzyme Q10. And CoQ10, Andrew Lessman single-handedly put this vitamin on the map when it launched several decades ago, because nobody knew what it was. Nobody understood the incredible health benefits of Coenzyme Q10. Lots of health professionals now talk about it, but Andrew was talking about it before it was popular, before it was cool to talk about Coenzyme Q10. So what we have for you today, and again, if you're going to spend your money on CoQ10, you want to be taking Andrew Lessman's. This, again, is an example of a product that when you take it, you feel a difference, you notice a difference, you will adore having this in your vitamin regimen. We have it in a 30, a 60, a 120, or a 240 size. You'll notice if you get the largest one, again, as always, you're gonna save $50, $25, $12, or $6.90 off. So those are the 4 different size choices available for you. But this is, again, it's all about energy production, right, Andrew? You've taught us the word, you know, it's ubiquinone. It is ubiquitous. It is found in every single living cell in our body. I think you told us that our cell, if we don't have CoQ in our cell, the cell can't be alive.
Absolutely can't. And unfortunately, as we get older, with virtually any medication we might take, especially cholesterol-lowering drugs, antidepressant drugs, bisphosphonates, drugs for osteoporosis or osteopenia, go down the list of drugs, virtually every drug, and its impact on our liver, especially the cholesterol-lowering statin drugs, lower our availability of CoQ10. As we get older, just the act of aging, the simple passage of time in our body will compromise the levels of CoQ10. And CoQ10's availability in our body is directly related to our body's ability to produce energy. It is the most important and central molecule in terms of transporting electrons in our cells, because as much as we think of ourselves as being these human beings, which we are, every cell in our body is responsible for producing its energy. And it produces that energy by moving electrons. It's just crazy when you think about that. The energy I have to do what I'm doing sitting here, the energy you have to do what you're doing at home. That energy comes from electrons being transported in all our cells. And mind you, no cell can rely on its partner for energy. Certainly, we distribute oxygen in our body. We distribute nutrients that we burn for energy in our body, that we oxidize for energy. But no cell in our body can rely on its neighbor. Every single cell in our body must produce its own energy. And that's why the most common sense, logical, rational purpose or source of energy is going about supporting energy in every cell in our body, not taking a stimulant that stimulates our nervous system or some other organ or system in our body. The most logical and straightforward way, and the reason why this product is so perfectly reviewed, the most logical way to support energy production is to make sure that what our cells are running short of or scarce of, it's not calories, it's the critical keys to producing the little spark plugs that are necessary for producing energy in each and every one of those cells. That's the most logical way, attacking energy in all the trillions of cells in our body instead of just stimulating our nervous system, which thereafter there's always consequences. So this is the most logical way. And again, like our hair, skin, and nail formula, where it is far more than biotin, because no single biotin product can hold a candle to our comprehensive hair, skin, and nails. No single CoQ10 product in the world can come close to the comprehensive CoQ10 product I've made. And again, I've been making CoQ10 for over 36 years, long, long, long before anyone else. We've learned how to make it so it delivers the benefits that you seek, and that's why this is a perfectly reviewed product.
Exactly. There are 3,440 perfect 5-star reviews on this product. And I do need to point out here, the majority of these are now spoken for. With everybody ordering, we have a few more than 1,000 of them left. You can do the large one. I have a few hundred only in the 240 capsule. This is a feel the difference, notice the difference product when you take it. If you read a little bit about Coenzyme Q10, you realize the importance of this. Andrew has always talked over the years, it's one of the most important vitamins he manufactures, one of the most important he would recommend if you're only gonna take a few things. This was definitely for for a lot of us, this is one that is definitely at the top of our list. So if you are not taking CoQ yet, you should consider Andrew Lessman's. And again, if you're spending your money on another CoQ10 product, you know, it doesn't make sense to buy something that isn't going to deliver results. One of the things about Andrew and his team, they are all about finest quality ingredients, manufactured in the absolute finest possible way. But moreover than that, they study the research. They pore over the research so that you know that when you're taking this product, every single ingredient and the amounts of the ingredients are based on research, are based on what they recommend, based on the kind of results you're going to get by taking the proper amounts of each of these ingredients. And I think that's one of the things that really sets Andrew Lessman and his team apart from anybody else, because a lot of the vitamins that are manufactured today are all being made in some facility and they just slap a different label on the bottles. Like one facility will make 8 different brands of vitamins and they're just, again, popping a different label, right? And maybe even more than that. Oh, there you go, hundreds.
Hundreds of different brands. So
Yeah.
most vitamins are made by contract manufacturers who are making God knows what for everybody. So we make everything ourselves. As you said, poring over the science, you know, I read all the science. I live by the science. That's why our CoQ10 product originally appeared almost 37 years ago, where most CoQ10 products appeared about 10 or 12 years ago. That's why I've been offering extra vitamin D in all of my products, my multivitamins, for 41 years. Whereas most companies only started adding a little bit of vitamin D to the products in the last year or two. So the science, paying attention to our blueprint, our God-given blueprint, the science that has explored that, and making sure that the supplement is designed not to satisfy some minimum standards, but to satisfy the experience you want or the experience that you expect. But I was going to read some reviews here because they're also pretty compelling. And as I said, like our Healthy Hair, Skin, and Nail product, this is comprehensive. It's designed to not just give you CoQ10, it's designed to work and work even if you have serious challenges.
Great.
Amazing. I am probably one of the most skeptical guys when it comes to vitamins. I read and research them. But when I saw the show from Andrew's facilities in Nevada, where we make everything, it was worth it to try his products. I am totally amazed at how I feel, or we feel, using his products for the past month. I won't take anything else except Andrew Lessman's products. Do your body right and start this product from Nardi in Florida. And thank you, Nardi. That's very nice. Truly a terrific product. This is my second time ordering, and I feel it's worth the money. When I researched all the ingredients, it is truly one of the best and complete products out there. Both my 73-year-old mom, going on 35, and I, 50, use it every day. Love, love, love it. From Danny in Illinois.
Wonderful.
And there are, with this product again, again, this is a product with 80% 5-star reviews, I think 85% 5-star reviews.
Exactly.
So it's an incredible product. Just go back to that review there, if we could. Thank you. My doctor told me to start taking CoQ10. Cardiologists, ophthalmologists, you're hearing it, general practitioners, you're hearing it all the time. She said, at my age, my body doesn't make as much as I need. Once you're over the age of 30 or 35, that's basically a fact of life. After about 2 weeks, I personally could tell I had more energy during the day. If I miss a day or two, I can really tell the difference. I only use this brand of supplement whenever my doctor tells me I need something. My doctor can see the difference too. Top of the line ingredients with so many CoQ10 products on the market. This has the finest ingredients that doesn't upset your stomach and boosts your energy. I'm a customer for life. Thank you, Andrew, for educating us and bringing the finest products available to HSN. We'll do one more.
Excellent.
Swear by this supplement. I take this supplement every day and have my elderly mother taking it as well. My mother is on cardiac medication, so I make sure to buy this whenever it is available as a monthly special or today's special. Wonderful supplement if you're feeling sluggish and lethargic. And again, if you're taking prescription medications, they undermine your body's ability to produce CoQ10, and therefore they undermine your body's ability to produce energy. And that's one of the most common complaints when we go to a doctor now is fatigue. So if that's one of the most common complaints, why don't we look at the way our body goes about producing energy? And it's a very common sense approach to deliver CoQ10.
It makes sense. Fewer than 500 left if you want the largest size. That's before. I'm not sure we can go into an advanced order on this or not, but I do know that this is very popular. It's going very quickly. So choose the size you'd like, the 240, the 120, the 60, or the 30 count. Take advantage of the weekend special pricing. Of course, everything is free shipping. Everything has the 30-day money-back guarantee. You are going to love this Coenzyme Q10 product. You'll absolutely love taking it. But we're going to keep on moving because we promised a little variety show before our last look at the today's special, and that's exactly what we're delivering. Circulation in Vein is another one of those products. It's really fun. Rick, the producer, just ordered his. Excellent, Rick. You know what's funny is that those of us who work with Andrew, we are all probably his biggest customers. We all love, buy, and believe in these products. It's probably one of the most interesting, fun shows for me to get to share and host because, I mean, I have Andrew's little smiling face looking at me every single day when I go into my pantry, my vitamin room, because it really, it's life-changing. You know, when you find a way to help yourself every day, be a little healthier, feel a little better. There's just something so good about it. When you're taking better care of yourself, it becomes a catalyst. And when you're putting these wonderful vitamins into your body each day, it makes you just want to do better. It makes you want to take better care of yourself. And I think that's the key. A product like this, the Circulation and Vein Support, this is another one that has changed lives. This has changed lives, hundreds of thousands, probably millions of lives all over the country. Why? Because people who felt their legs were not serving them. Their legs were heavy. They didn't have the get up and go. They were getting swollen legs, swollen ankles, swollen calves. Standing became a problem. Walking became a problem. At the end of the day, all they wanted to do was sit, right, and put their feet up because of the circulation. When you know if you don't have good circulation in your legs, you know, because your legs show it, your legs feel it. Right, Andrew?
And most of us don't. I mean, whether it's restless legs, it's most of us don't as we get older. It's a fact of life. I wish I felt exactly the same as I did when I was 30 years old. I'm doing pretty well for being in my 60s, but still things change. And one of the facts of life is that our circulation in our lower extremities, not only does it change, but it will pose some of the greatest challenges to our mobility, to our comfort, to our sleep. So whether it's cramps that might wake you up or restless feelings in your legs, this is a product that makes a profound difference. It's formulated like no other product available in America. We took the blueprint from Europe. We get the diosmin from oranges that come from Spain. So it's really a worldwide challenge that we go about putting together this product. There's nothing like it. What it's going to do is read some reviews just because they are incredibly, incredibly compelling. We only have a couple of minutes on this. I know we don't have a lot to go around, but it's great savings. And it's only, for the first time now, it's really a 2-capsule-a-day product, but it's so potent and effective, you can likely use it as a 1-capsule-a-day product. But here we go, life changer. I was such a sad summer girl the past few years, as it's my favorite season, but my ankle and leg swelling made me miserable at times. They look terrible in the heat. After just 2 weeks of taking these vitamins and plenty of time spent in the sun and blistering heat, I have zero swelling. I am absolutely amazed. I will never be without these again. Truly a life changer, as I am now happy in the summer again. Thank you. Thank you. Incredible.
Nice.
No more cramps or muscle spasms. I really like this. I don't have any more cramps or muscle spasms with my legs and feet. I used to get cramps when I would stretch. Also, when I was sleeping, I would wake up with muscle spasms in my legs. That affects so many millions of people. I take 2 capsules daily. A week ago, I noticed I was getting low, so I started taking 1 capsule. It did help, but 2 capsules are better. With 1 capsule, I can feel the muscle spasm wants to start, but doesn't. With 2 capsules, I don't feel anything. I have ordered more. We'll do a couple more here. Well, and look how well these are written. Look how eloquently, look how much respect people pay by writing something important, an important communication to others. I've just reordered more. I'm 70. I have flat feet, crippled toes, restless legs, joint discomfort, and I'm walking up to 4 miles a day since beginning this regimen. I was doing a couple of miles on the treadmill and I've been able to walk up to 4+ miles. I no longer awaken with restless legs. It seems to be like priming the pump. I do the work, but this has helped me get to the next level of physical activity and leg strength. Thanks. It's
Wow,
like if
that's
you give your body what it needs.
outstanding.
The best on the market. Being originally from Europe, my mom was a pharmacist. She was a big fan of Diosmin, so I have been exposed to it from a very early age. We have Diosmin, it's the key ingredient, but we have several other key ingredients, and we granulate it like they do in Europe, so it works better. I was so glad when Andrew Lessman started making it, so I didn't have to buy it from Europe anymore. Merci, Andrew. And we'll do one more.
Cute.
Amazing results. I added circulation vein support to my regimen of Andrew's supplements just a month ago. No more leg discomfort or heaviness, spasms or cramping, gone. From day one, I was amazed at how wonderful I felt. I missed one day and noticed the heaviness and discomfort returned. I will never miss another day. It is truly a blessing in my life. Thanks. And this works quickly. It just will start to work in a matter of days, and you've got 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Share a review like that if you want in the future, or you miss out on the opportunity.
Exactly. Let me show you real quickly what the choices are one more time. You can do the Try Me. There's always a Try Me size. You can also go with a 60, a 180. Most of you are ordering here. You're ordering that 360 size, and you can see it's only $89.90, $40 off today, $20, $11, or $6 off. And flex pay on everything, free shipping on everything. It's one of those products that I hope you will try it. Unfortunately, we have limited amount of these, so we're going to be running along. If you're ordering yours, thank you so much. That is item 083359. Okay, are you ready? So the star of the day, check this out. The star of the day today is not just Andrew Lessman's #1 reorder product. It is HSN's #1 reorder product. So on top of that, right, it is also our highest reviewed beauty product that we sell on HSN. So it is our top reviewed product, top reorder product. I mean, it is a true all-star. It does not get better. If you are looking for a beauty product that's going to deliver results for your hair, your skin, and your nails, not to mention all the other health benefits, because this almost reads like a little mini multivitamin, here is your chance today to try this amazing product, because at the end of the day, if you're gonna spend one dime on beauty, 1 penny on beauty, it might be hair products, nail products, skin product, anything you're spending your money on will never work as well if you don't have this as your foundation. And I say that because you will now give your body what it needs to grow better hair, better skin, and better nails. And you will see the result, and you can read the thousands of perfect reviews. If you don't have to just take my word for it, you can read the thousands of reviews on hsn.com from men and women who absolutely adore the results that they're seeing. Now, here's the best part. This is the best deal we ever have on this product. As good as it gets. It's never been better. We launched this product a quarter century ago. It was 25 years ago we launched this product. At that time, the formula had 500 micrograms of biotin. This has 5,000, 10 times that, 5,000 micrograms of biotin, and yet it's more affordable. The price is even lower. So let me show you what those choices are, and I have to remind you, this is it. It's our last presentation. It is your last chance. This value goes away till next year. We do this once a year. So this is it. We are down the home stretch here. The 600 has been by far the most popular choice today. I think it's outselling the other sizes 4-1. Of that 38,000, the majority of that number are the 600 count size. Why? Because if you take 2 a day, that's going to last 300 days. If you take 1 a day, that's going to last you 600 days. Like Andrew said, you could start by taking 2 a day to kind of jumpstart, get it all going, and then you could always cut it back to 1 a day if you want to. I've been taking 2 a day, and I love it. So $169.90 is where the price would go. Understand, we do not carry this size. The 600 count is not something we even normally stock. So today, normally it's $169. At midnight, the price goes up to $169.90. Today, it's $74.90. You are saving $95 right now if you are able to get yours while we still have it available in all of these choices. You can always do a 50. We also have it in a 200 or a 400 count. So you pick the size you want, you make your first flex pay, get it home and try it. If you don't see the results, and you will. I mean, that's the greatest thing about this product. I think the best part about this product is that you see the results. If you don't, you're not reordering it. Let's be honest about that. How many things do you reorder that didn't work? Nothing, right? How many beauty products have you tried once, like, okay, well, that didn't deliver what I was hoping, so you move on to the next thing, right? We all do that. Nobody is reordering something that they didn't like the first time around. This is our top reorder product that we sell. So that tells all of us that it works. It's working for a lot of people. And 25 years ago, when we first launched this, it was a revelation, because the money we spend getting our nails done, on our hair products, on our skin products, and then lo and behold, it's like, wait a minute, what if your skin is better first? What if you have better hair to work with first? What if your nails are growing and strong before you even put polish on them? Then suddenly it's like, oh my gosh, now I get it. I understand why when you give your body what it needs, you are going to see those beauty benefits that no other beauty product can deliver for us. I think that's the important part here, Andrew, right? No other beauty product can do what this does.
And I get excited about it, you get excited about it, because it's a product that's made that delivers results. And to see over 4,500 five-star reviews, and I was reading some of them before, they are well written, they're compelling, they're passionate, because people want to share their experience. I think so many of us have tried other similar products and just get disappointed. Biotin on its own can't compare to this. And even my biotin, when I originally introduced this product with 500 micrograms of biotin, it still performed better than products with multiple times more biotin. Why? Because biotin, as much as it is the most important, it is not the be-all and end-all. It is not the final chapter in making sure your body has what it needs to grow these complex tissues. And your integumentary system, it's the biggest system in your body. And that system never, ever stops growing. Our heart doesn't keep growing. We just have to maintain it. Our nervous system and brain doesn't keep growing. We only have to maintain it. Our hair, skin, and nails, our integumentary system, it's the largest system, and it has to be maintained. And it also requires constant nutrition and constant components and tools, because it never, ever, ever stops growing. Plus, it's on the outside of our body, so it's subject to incredible abuse. So it underscores the need for special requirements, special tools. And as I showed with the charts before, even the best diet delivers terrible amounts of biotin. The best diet, you're lucky to get 20 or 30 micrograms of biotin. That's just not enough. The typical multivitamins you're buying in stores or online on the internet, 20 or 30 micrograms of biotin. So typically, even if you're taking a multivitamin and you're eating a great diet, you're getting about 50 micrograms of biotin. It's not enough to make a difference. But then biotin, yes, it's at the center of the universe when it comes to making or growing and manufacturing the best hair, skin, and nails, but it doesn't do it on its own. So we make sure that this product, yes, biotin is important. We deliver the best biotin in the world. It's bioavailable. It's 100% bioavailable. I'm not sure about the biotin from other products, but we also make sure you have all the tools to deliver. And that's why, I mean, for me, that's why I don't make skincare products. I don't want to make a product that's going to be badly reviewed. Things on your outside of your body, everybody's different on the outside of your body, but we are all identical on the inside. The machinery, the biochemistry, the physiology of manufacturing that skincare and nails, it all is identical on the inside. And that's why you can bet the people using this product are like a cross-section, a melting pot of humanity. But again, this is a product with over 90% positive reviews, over 75% five-star reviews, because we give you all the components necessary to get the best results.
That's it. Over 6,000 reviews and thousands, I think with the 4 and 5 star, you're at close to 5,000 excellent reviews. There's over 4,500 perfect reviews, and that's on a beauty product that also is a health product. I mean, this has so many great benefits, but the key to this, girls and guys out there, is this is a one-time-a-year offer, and this is your last chance. So, final presentation, last chance to try it. My husband loves this product, takes it every single day. The men love it. Andrew takes 2 a day. I take 2 a day. Muriel takes 2 a day. Once you discover it, you do not want to be without it. Because again, are you trying to grow your nails out? How are your nails doing? Do your nails break? Are they brittle? Would you love to have healthy, strong nails? this is your product. How's your hair doing? Do you find you get a lot of hair in your brush, a lot of hair in your drain? Is your hair thinning? Is your hair just not this, full, healthy, shiny hair that it used to be? Well, try this, because this goes after providing your body with what it needs to grow better hair and obviously better nails. And then when it comes to your skin, the best part about this is not only we focus so much with a beauty cream, you buy a little beauty cream and we're focusing on our face. This is beauty all over your body. This is for skin all over your body. So your skin looks smoother, feels softer, feels more supple. And the longer you've used it, I've been using this product for 20 years. I am so grateful that I have been, because the longer you use it, the better it is. So get started on it now. It doesn't matter if you're in your 30s or in your 90s. Everybody can benefit. And that's the key. I look at my mom who's in her mid 80s. You should see my mother's skin. She looks amazing for her age. Her hair is so thick and shiny. And it's wonderful. It's so fun to see that. So when you give your body what it needs, and that's what Andrew, he explains to us, that we're not eating these ingredients. We are not getting 5,000 micrograms of biotin in our diet, period. Not even close. It would be impossible to ingest, to eat the foods to give us what this provides, which is why when you suddenly take it, you really do see a result, because otherwise you're not getting it. And frankly, there are a lot of other copycats out there. Andrew was the first person to ever really do a vitamin product that was specifically designed to help you grow better hair, skin, and nails. And over the years, other people have tried to copy. Nobody has the same product as Andrew Lessman. They don't even come close. Because Andrew, what we love most about you, you understand how these ingredients work. So not only are you giving us the best biotin and 5,000 micrograms of it, but then you are giving the supporting vitamins as well, so that the biotin can really do its job, right?
And for most of us, biotin alone is going to be insufficient. I wish that our diets were so good and our lifestyles were so stress-free that the only missing link for the hair, skin, and nails, that's part of the largest system in our body that never stops growing, I wish the only missing link was biotin. And then a lot of those products you see on the internet, a lot of those products you see on store shelves, they're literally 99% additives with a little bit of biotin. And who knows how bioavailable it is, or now they're gummies with 25, 30, 35 calories of sugar with a little bit of biotin. So biotin alone can't deliver. It's, as we know this, in virtually anything we might look at in life, the more important, the more complex a system is, or a job is, or a person is, the more they need help, the more they need support, the more they can't do it on their own. So it's incredibly naive when you look at the searches on the internet for beauty vitamin, it searches for biotin. But biotin can't do it alone. In fact, my product, if you took just one capsule, 2,500 micrograms, or let's go back 25 years, one capsule with, say, 250 micrograms of biotin. Because of the comprehensive nature of my product, I'd put it up against almost any other product. But today, with 2,500 micrograms per capsule, as I've said, I think right now about 2/3 of the folks who use this product take one capsule a day. It used to have to be 2 or more capsules a day. Now it's 1 or 2 capsules. I take 2, Colleen takes 2, but Muriel takes 2, but many folks, the majority now, start with 2 capsules for 30 days, and then they go to 1 capsule. If they might be taking medications, be under extreme stress, having certain health challenges, perhaps they'll change. And you were talking about your mom. My mom is 87, and she has beautiful, thick, white hair. She always has. And what's fascinating is about 12 years ago, unfortunately, she had to go through some rather rigorous chemo. And during chemo, she held on to her hair, and she held on to her healthy hair, skin, and nails. So, of course, follow your doctor's guidance, or when you're done with your chemo, radiation, whatever it might be, this is a product, pass it by your doctor. It's a wonderful way to give your body the tools it needs to restore the beauty of your hair, skin, and nails.
Isn't that wonderful? It really is. It's a gift you give yourself. Every day you look in the mirror and you have pretty glowing skin. Your hair, you'll see your hair change. Your hair, if your hair is brittle, if your hair is breaking, if your hair just isn't healthy, you want your hair to be healthier. You're growing better hair. I mean, that's the key, is that you're giving your body the ingredients it needs to manufacture because our body is a little manufacturing plant to grow better hair, better skin, and better nails. I do need to share, we are in the home stretch here. We are very busy. We have people waiting to get in now, so if you can use express ordering, head to hsn.com, make your first flex payment. If you're doing the 600, which most of you are, why? We don't even carry this size. This is your last chance. This size retires. We do this once a year, 4 to 1. The largest size has been chosen. You can see closing in almost 40,000. The majority of that have been the 600 count. So bottom line is you can spend right now $25. It's $24.97 with free shipping and handling. Get it home and try it. We want you to love it, or you can return it. Love it or return it. It's as simple as that. We are confident you will love it because it wouldn't be our top reorder product of all time. Let's start there. It wouldn't be our top reviewed beauty product, period. I mean, that tells us all that it is working for men and women all over the country. And for all the guys watching, men love this product. My husband's in his 60s, he loves this product. So I will say, it's not just for the gals, it's for anybody that wants to see the quality of their hair, the quality of their skin, and their quality of their nails better. You think of the money we spend, to me, this is a drop in the bucket. This is nothing. In the grand scheme, I mean, I don't even want to say what I spend a year on hair, skin, and nails, but suffice it to say it's in the thousands. I mean, I'll be honest. By the time I add up what I spend at the hair salon, what I spend on nails, what I spend on skincare, I'm into the thousands of dollars. I'll be honest about that. And so my point here, this is $75. It's $75, that's for 300 days. That's almost a year's supply. That to me is so, it's pennies, right? It's pennies a day when you think of what can you buy in the world of beauty that's pennies a day. And you're right, Andrew, if you're only taking one a day, that's 600 days worth, right?
And
I
that's
mean,
what
it's
most
a bargain.
people now do. I'd say 65% of people are now taking 1 capsule a day. So as I say, always best to start with 2. And if 2 is what you need, again, we're only talking about a little more than 20 cents a day. A single capsule, you're talking a little bit more than a dime a day. I've been criticized in the past by folks who look at my company critically, and they'll tell me that I should be selling this product for more. And it wouldn't hinder my ability to sell it if I sold it for more. But I'd rather sell it for less. I'd rather continue to make it more and more affordable. I'd rather see how affordable we could make it on a Today Special. And today, after 25 years of Today Specials, this is the most affordable it's been per capsule after 25 years.
Wow.
And it was significantly more expensive 25 years ago, and it was significantly less potency. So we have gradually, as technology, as the science permitted, we only continue to improve the product. It's the best yet. It's the best value ever. So it's an opportunity to make a difference. And again, life is full of opportunities. If you don't try it, then tomorrow you won't think about it. Nobody will think about it. We'll all have forgotten about this moment. But if you happen to try it and you get it home and it works like those reviews have said, and I could read you some more of them, or you could read them as well, it'll be a life-changing opportunity. If it doesn't happen to work for you, this is the lowest return rate product at HSN, so I wouldn't worry. But if it doesn't happen to work for you, send it back. It was completely free. So, you know, as is often says, the only thing that's lost if we don't do something is the opportunity to make a difference. And in life, what do they say the definition of insanity is? Is doing the same thing over again, over and over and over again, and expecting for things to change, to get a different result. The only way things will change is if you do something, if you make a change. And this is an awfully simple change. It will take 2 seconds a day. It'll cost you 12 cents a day. So it really is economical.
Wow.
It's really convenient. And I hope you get to see you take an opportunity to see a difference.
Oh, I hope you will too. It's such a treat. It's just this wonderful little gift you give yourself. We all want to be blessed with really the gift of age. I mean, we all do. We all want to be able to grow, you know, old and have, you know, enjoy our golden years. The problem with that is sometimes it's hard when you don't feel great or you don't feel like you look as good as you could for your age. And it's funny because as I've gotten older, I mean, my oldest son will be turning 38. So guess what? I know I don't look, you know, I'm not pretending to be 45 years old, you know, and I think that as I get older, I just feel really grateful. I feel really grateful. I want to look good and feel good for my age and this stage I'm in right now in my life. And the fact that at my age, I can still have good hair, skin, and nails is really a blessing. It's a wonderful blessing because it helps us embrace the gift of getting older. And I think that is the beautiful thing about a product like this. It's just what it does for you, how it makes you feel. I think, you know, especially going through COVID and everybody being at home and being more isolated, I think the fact that we can take a minute to just do an extra little bit of TLC for ourselves, extra little bit of pampering for ourselves. I think it's important. I think we need to do it. We need to do what we can to keep ourselves feeling good every day. And just the idea, you could, like Andrew said, this is seconds a day. You swallow your capsules, you're done. And yet you're doing something really good for you. And you'll notice that when you look in the mirror, how your skin feels, how your hair looks and feels, how your nails are growing. Those are wonderful little treats. It's just this nice little just surprise that starts happening, because otherwise, let's face it, I mean, the days come and go. We spend all our money on all the beauty products. Some work, some don't work. Like Andrew said, it's a crapshoot, right? What happens on the outside is it's already a done deal. When the hair grows, then we have to deal with what we have, right? When our skin is here, we have to deal with what we have, same with our nails. This changes your hair and your skin and your nails and makes it better. And that's why I think it's lovely, because when you start using a product like this, you really do see, wow, I'm looking pretty good. Wow, my skin's glowing today. And I think no matter what else you do, this is the easiest, most affordable. Even if you give up beauty products, this is, because I know Andrew is not a slave to beauty products. He is so hilarious. Sometimes he forgets to comb his hair when he comes out to work with us. So the fact that, I mean, look at your skin is glowing. You look fantastic.
I did tonight. Before I was going on here, I had forgotten to brush my hair. You know, I'd exercise, I'd taken a shower. It's like, oops, I turned around and had to brush my hair. So I'm someone who, the fact that this is seconds a day, and it's not like, I don't look at vanity as something that we need to be a slave to, but I think it's okay for us, and we don't want to cling to our youth, but we want to support our body so we could retain whatever youthful qualities and characteristics we have. I think because that's good, that's energetic, that's vital. That's what life is all about, because I think part of clinging to our youth, it kind of makes us crazy. But having a healthy grasp of our youth is what keeps us alive. It's what keeps us vital. And I think there's nothing wrong with a product like this, because also it's all about health. I haven't mentioned it recently, but the B-complex vitamins in this product that biotin needs to deliver its work, if you're not taking one of my multivitamins, it will be the best B-complex vitamin you've ever taken in your life. So this is a sophisticated opportunity to enhance your health, not just to make your hair, skin, and nails more beautiful. And what we were talking about before, and it's something that struck me when I was talking to Wolfgang Puck, who's this incredible, remarkable chef that we see all the time on HSN, who I've known for probably about 40 years, who is always as kind and gracious as he seems on air. But I asked Wolfgang, what's his secret? And he said, start with great ingredients. If you don't, you're lost to begin with, lost at the outset. But if you start with great ingredients, a little salt and pepper, and it could be wonderful. So what I'm saying here, it's the same thing. Our hair, skin, and nails, it's a complex manufacturing and production process. It's complicated. If we don't start with the right ingredients and the right tools, that complex process is not going to go as well as our body and our genetics would like it to go. And if you give your body what it needs, it will do remarkable things. And that's exactly what Healthy Hair, Skin, and Nails is about. It's decades of research and decades of your experience that helped us to make this perfect product.
There it is. I want to show you, we have just the final few minutes left in our show. It is your last chance, last look at our today's special. This will be expiring at midnight Eastern time. A 600 count, a 400, a 200, or a 50. The 600, remember, $169.90. Understand something. If we were offering this 25 years ago, this would probably be $1,690. I'm not even joking here, because it's 10 times the amount. 25 years ago, it was 500 micrograms of biotin. It's now 5,000 micrograms of biotin at the lower price. For that little $74.90, and on FlexPay, you're only spending $25, $24.95. It's the perfect day, best day of the year. We do this one day out of 365 days, one day a year. We take our top reorder product, our top rated beauty product, and we put it at an remarkable. I mean, you're saving more than you're spending by far here today. And the most exciting part is that if you are spending money on other beauty products, and most of us are, every single thing you're using right now will work better. Every single thing you're spending money on will work better because you will have better hair, skin, and nails to begin with. That's the best part about this, and I think that's why we all see the difference. And it really is interesting. I was telling you guys a story. I've been cutting Carlos's hair since January, February, because he hasn't been going to the hair salon, so I've been cutting his hair. We ran out of healthy hair, skin, and nails, gosh, about maybe 2 months ago, which is about right? Because we kind of ran out before, and we were waiting to restock it for this today's special. Long story short, he and I both started noticing his hair wasn't the same. It was looking less thick, it was feeling less thick, it was feeling drier. It was interesting. Like I literally, because I guess I never paid as close of attention, noticed his hair was changing after about a month of not using healthy hair, skin, and nails, Andrew. And so I actually bought a bottle, a little supplemental bottle, because I knew I was waiting for this day to get here. And sure enough, a couple weeks into it, it's like, here we go. The hair is looking shiny again. It's not as dry. It's looking fuller. It's looking thicker. It really made I witnessed it. I watched it on my own husband's hair. It was amazing.
And that's something that when you read the reviews, that's something you see over and over and over again. That either they've been using other products they never delivered, they used biotin on its own and never made a difference. And I think that's why so many people are unwilling to try this product, because they think it's just like everything else. It's just like all the other biotin products on the market, but it isn't. I mean, if this was like everything else, the reviews wouldn't be perfect reviews. And mind you, on that big website we all know about, you could see products that aren't that popular that have 10,000 reviews. How could that be possible? It's not. So the reviews you see at HSN, these are real reviews written by real people. Look at them. They're hundreds and hundreds of words that are sharing their very unique and individual and personal experiences. And those reviews are 75+% perfect 5-star reviews and over 90% positive reviews. It's a different experience that we offer here at HSN. I'm thrilled that 30 years ago I went on QVC and 26 years ago I arrived at HSN, because it really allows us to do something that no one else gets a chance to do, to really educate and inform, to give you an opportunity to try things, to easily return them if you don't like them, and to give me feedback so I can make the perfect product for you. And that, for me, is the best part of all.
That's it. I know. I mean, that's our favorite part about all of this, is that Andrew is here to deliver the world's finest. And it's all made in America. It's all made with solar energy. There are unborn children all over the world that will benefit by you choosing to buy this product today, because Andrew works with another company called Vitamin Angels, a foundation that is getting a charity that is getting these prenatal vitamins, Andrew Lessman prenatal vitamins, into the hands of expectant mothers all over the world, in America and around the world. So
today, about 200,000 bottles today alone.
Wow, exactly.
So, and a quarter of them right here in America, yes.
Isn't that just so you know? I mean, you're doing something great for you. You're helping an expectant mom somewhere in the world. You are supporting this great American company and success story. Everything, again, made with the absolute finest integrity. So that's why I think we all love this so much, because we'd love for every product we sell to be made in America. Unfortunately, that's not how the world works right now. But the bottom line is, anytime we can buy American, we all want to do that. And the fact that Andrew's company makes the world's finest vitamin just happens to be happening in Henderson, Nevada. But there is no better way to manufacture a vitamin than what you bring us.
Well, it's something that I take this opportunity very seriously to provide information. I take this opportunity very, very seriously to provide a product that you expect to deliver a benefit. And it's crushingly disappointing for me to read a negative review or to get negative feedback. So I strive truly to make a product that's going to make a difference. So it's not just a product that I want to sell. It's long past that. It's a product that I just want to see you be compelled to write a review, because it makes a meaningful difference in your life, all of my products.
Well, we thank you so much, Andrew. It's always so fun to spend this time with you. I know we'll see you back in September.
You will. You will, in the middle of September, I believe.
All right, good. Will you please take good care? We will look forward to seeing you then.
You too, Kelly.
And please,
All the
everyone,
best.
everything that Andrew brings us, head to hsn.com, check out his entire assortment, and keep ordering that today's special. This is available till midnight Eastern. My jade bracelets that I'm wearing, today's special tomorrow night, midnight, Monday into Tuesday. I'll see you then. Lenny's coming up next. See you tomorrow night.
Timeless style, remarkable quality, and effortless functionality. Versatile everyday bags crafted by hand. Using trusted old world techniques and luxe materials. Fashion accessories designed to last a lifetime. Dooney and Burke on HSN.
At HSN and QVC, we stand with Black-owned businesses. And in partnership with the NRF Foundation, we are shining a light on Black-owned small businesses with our Small Business Spotlight. Hear their unique stories of inspiration and innovation, and discover exciting products you'll love to shop. To learn more about these Black-owned businesses, visit hsn.com and qvc.com.
The overall memory is, number one, it lasting 25 years. I mean, you know, like that I think that amazes me. Also, you know, I think back.